thek6project. Yep, still haven't had a haircut. Hair's as long as anything. It's getting annoying now, but I think me taking a pair of big shear scissors to my head would probably end up with still the long hair, but maybe a missing ear. I've still got to wait until July at the earliest, so God knows how messy this will be. So anyway,
after 400 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the second exit, A6, Leicester Road, then turn left.
I think we're going to be interrupted as I say this, but it is my second day of visiting Rutland. Yesterday I did 12 boxes, today I'm hoping to do 15.
Go right on the roundabout and take the second exit, then turn left.
So anyway, all that Leicester Ring Road hoo-ha aside, so yeah, so 15 boxes left to do in Rutland. Yesterday I did the south part of Rutland, and today I'll obviously do the middle and north. There is a couple of boxes that are a little bit further out, they're more towards Peterborough type way, which I'll grab as well. So hopefully by the end of play today I should have Rutland done and dusted. I've found 27 boxes, my friend Alan has found 27 boxes, so we think between the pair of us that's it, but you never know, 1 or 2 new boxes may appear at some point in the future and we'll have to come back out here. That's not a problem, that's all part of the fun. Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit. So approaching box number 2.
After 200 yards, turn left, Cedar Street, then, at the end of the road, turn right.
And there is the box straight ahead.
At the end of the road, turn right, High Street, then you have reached your destination.
That's a very nice looking box.
Turn right, then you have reached your destination.
It's very red. Maybe it's just the sunlight. Either way, I'm just going to be cheeky and no, I won't be cheeky and park up outside that person's house. I'll do it outside this one instead. Egleton. So, Egleton, I'm assuming it's going to be Egleton.
After 200 yards, turn left, Church Road, then you have reached your destination.
Well, it's a bit luck I've got to turn left because the straight ahead's closed.
Turn left, then you have reached your destination. You have reached your destination, Church Road.
And there she'd be on the left. So I shall... there you go, just in shot. How about that for action? So this is Egleton box. History I've got is that it was empty when it was last visited in 2017. Looks exactly the same today. So let's get some pictures. I'm just leaving the village of Thistleton in North Rutland. Unfortunately, the telephone box here has gone. So it was outside the telephone exchange, but there's no box there now. So I'm moving on to the next location. So potentially that's going to make 26 boxes only in
After 500
Rutland.
yards, bear right, New Road.
Not 27, unless of course, as I say, I happen to find another box somewhere else. There's little bits on the screen. It's because my windshield is a bit of a dead fly city at the moment. Let's see if I can clean that up a little bit. I don't know if it's going to make any difference. or just going to smear what? Yeah, it's just, all it's done is just smeared what's already there. I guess one of the jobs I'll have to do when I get home this afternoon is give the car a wash. It is dark chocolate brown, but at the moment it's looking sort of dusty grey. There's so much pollen and dust all over the car. Well, welcome back to the K6 project. I haven't done a bit of filming for a while for today, unfortunately. Battery was flat, but luckily for me I managed to find a spare battery. I forgot I had it in my bag. So unfortunately I'm now down to the second box in Ketton, which just happens to be the last box to do. So what have you missed? Well, not a lot really. No sort of major road accidents, no nothing. The weather's been particularly nice. We've had one box has been missing from the list, so even though I started off this morning saying there'd be 27 in total, there's actually only 26. So the box in Thistleton, put my teeth back in, has been removed. That was at the telephone exchange, that's gone. Other boxes, anything interesting? Well, we've just seen a Boox Exchange in Tinwell, so that's the only Boox Exchange today. I can't remember if I saw one yesterday. I don't think I did. Had a good look in there. I thought it was about time I found myself another book to read. It wasn't full of Jilly Coopers, which was half of the course, but it was nice, it was clean, it was tidy. A lot of children's books, probably half a dozen other books, but mainly your usual kind of charity bookshop type of affair of cookbooks. A good caravan location book, which no, they always promise so much about fantastic places, but it's always not. So I shall be heading on home. I think the next box is probably only a few hundred yards away in the village. I'll drive up to that in a minute, take a photograph, otherwise I'll be heading on home. And then I've got all these photographs and web pages to update. I've updated everything from yesterday on the website. That took a number of hours. So I would think by this time tomorrow everything will be online. Where will I be heading next? Well, as I sort of said in the previous Ramblings video, the car needs a bit of work. So I'm waiting for some parts to arrive. As soon as they have arrived, I'm taking the car down to the garage, so it'll be out of action for that day completely. So I can't really say when I'll be doing the next load, although I will say it's potentially going to be Worcestershire. Otherwise, I think what I might do is I might try and knock off the last boxes in Warwickshire, which are all Stratford town. And there's a couple of odds and sods. Leicestershire, I've still got a fair few to do in Leicestershire. I've only really scratched the surface of South Derbyshire, and also the same with Staffordshire. I've only really scratched the surface of South Staffordshire. So there's still an awful lot to do in the local area before maybe lockdown and or staying overnight somewhere else becomes more palatable by locals as well as everybody else. And as soon as that happens, then yeah, we're going to put some serious mileage on. I'm not desperate, but I'm missing Scotland tremendously, so I want to get up and do the North Coast 500 boxes. I think I've identified a dozen or 20 there. There's also the Outer Hebrides and the Inner Hebrides. I haven't quite finished the Inner Hebrides, but on the Outer Hebrides there's probably 30 box locations there. Now all of this is subjective, as in, is there actually a telephone box there? Well, the Ordnance Survey maps I've got mark them as yes, and using Google Street View I can see a telephone box there as well. But in a lot of cases, Google Street View is now anything up to 10-12 years out of date. A lot of Scotland was probably done around about 2009 to 2011. and a lot of it hasn't been repeated. So in that intervening time, there's every possibility that BT's been in and high-abbed out the telephone box, but it is what it is when we get there. So I'd be looking forward to doing that. The only downside to Scotland in summer is the midges. So if you think the windshield on the front of this car is dirty, wait until we get to Scotland, and no doubt I'll be red, but it won't be from a suntan, it will be from mozzie bites. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. I'm going to do the last box and then I'm going to head on home, and then I'll start putting this video together. So